Quizheads, welcome to Takeaway Trivia, edition number 182. Blimey. I'm Leon, your quizmaster from Hereford UK. I hope you've had a fantastic week. It has been roasting here in the UK, and I'm not one that's great in the heat. But finally, here on Sunday, we've had a bit of a thunderstorm, and I've actually stopped sweating for the last hour, which is really good. Not that you wanted to know that. Let's get cracking. There's loads in the inbox, so here come the hellos. Firstly, hello to Emma Dover, who says, I'd like to say hi to my turtily awesome new husband, Owen. We'll be listening to the quiz again on our drive from Bargara, near Bundaberg, I think that is, in Queensland, Australia. We eloped this week on the very beach that we met on 7 turtle seasons ago. We're both involved in marine turtle research and monitoring and met doing something we both love. We've married in a special ceremony and will hold the family wedding party next year. I love him so very much. He's the best dad to our little hatchling, and I'm looking forward to continuing our adventures. That's lots of love from Emma. Emma and Owen, what a wonderful story. It sounds like you've had a very special occasion. See what I did? Mark, you can laugh, you know. Oh well. So, Emma, Owen, thank you for getting in touch. Have a good one. Dom says, I was wondering if I could get a shout out for my beautiful fiancée, Nanika, who's just turned 27. We absolutely love doing a quiz together and...
Find for my beautiful fiancée in your Apple Music library.
Thank you, Siri. Should we start that one again? I was wondering if I could get a shout out for my beautiful fiancée, Nanika, who's just turned 27. We love doing a quiz together, and it's been great to do it as a team instead of pitting our competitiveness against each other. And we're closer for it. That sounds really sweet. We actually started doing this quiz together when we visited Nanika's family over in Canada. So can you thank Harry, Jen, I think it's Gabu, Buzz, and Ruri for that. That's from Dom. So Dom and Nanika, good to hear from you. Thank you for listening, and happy 27th birthday. Hello to Blair, who says, me and my wife Lorna always listen to the podcast when we're driving the long but beautiful journey from our home on the Isle of Skye to visit family in Edinburgh. It's Lorna's birthday on Monday the 11th of September. It would be wonderful if she could have a shout out. That's from Blair. Lorna, happy birthday. Have a great day. Blair, thank you for getting in touch. Eloise Walters says, hello, my partner and I, and our boxer, George, listen every Monday. My partner's name is Luke, and it's his birthday on the 12th of September. It would make his day to have a mention. That's from Eloise and George. Luke, happy birthday. Owen says, I love the quizzes every Monday. Thank you so much for doing them. You are welcome, Owen. It's become part of my morning routine when driving around for work. It's my birthday on Monday the 11th. I'd love it if there's any chance of a birthday shout out. I'll be 24. Owen, happy 24th birthday. Safe travels on your drives for work. Kate Carr says, love Tat, and managed to get through 50 of them during our European road trip holiday this summer. I'm not jealous at all. Must be amazing to just explore all of Europe. Kate says, my boyfriend absolutely loves the geography trivia, so please keep them coming. That's from Katie and Harry. So I hope you had a wonderful time. Many, many happy memories, and I promise you some more geography rounds on the way very soon indeed. Charlie says, can Charlie and Joel get a shout out driving back to Devon from working at Silverstone Racetrack? Love the intro music. It's a bit of a bop, my intro music, isn't it? Yeah, Charlie, Joel, safe travels. That's quite a trek from Silverstone to Devon, isn't it? Julie's been on from the Netherlands, who would say, I'd like to say how much my boyfriend and I enjoy your quiz. We discovered it this summer when we were on the road. Now we listen to it everywhere. Sometimes we play together, but most of the time we go head to head and have a day winner who gets to brag for the day. Bragging rights, I like that. The 16th of September, we celebrate an anniversary. It would be great if you could give Eric a shout out. It was make his day. Eric, hello. Julie, thank you for getting in touch. And finally, I've got to apologise to Maggie, who got in touch on Twitter. I was away for the last few weeks, and obviously with all the sort of change that Twitter or X is going through, I've kind of been ignoring it lately. I'm not enjoying X as much as I used to, pre-Elon. Anyway, long story short, Maggie has said, my boyfriend Josh starts a new job in September in Exeter, so we're moving to Devon from Kent. Since last year, we've got into the habit of listening to your podcast whenever we do a long drive and love it. And so does our dog, who hates going in the car with loud music. Aww. We're driving down on Monday the 28th of August. Whoops, for the big move, and thought it'd be a lovely surprise if we could put on the new episode and get a shout out for him. He'd be really happy. Oh, I feel so bad. I've let you down. Maggie, I do apologise. But Josh, I hope it's all going well in your new role. Love Exeter. That's actually where I had my stag do. We went to a Go Ape place on the outskirts of Exeter and then ended up in an amazing pub on the quayside, listening to like an 80s tribute band and having one too many Pepsi Maxes. And there's a big cannon on the quayside there, which I went absolutely flying over, and somewhere there's photographic evidence. But anyway, hope you're having an amazing time down there. Hope it's all working out. Apologies I missed the big date, but I hope this is made up for it. Good luck. Right, I think it's time to crack on with this week's quiz. Coming up, the final fling. We will be playing Clued Up. It's the return of Screenplay, but let's start with your general knowledge. Good luck. I was wondering if I could get a shout out for my beautiful Nanaket.
You'll need to unlock your iPhone first.
Oh, flipping heck. Okay then, Quizheads, here we go with round number 1 of this week's takeaway trivia. And as always, it's a mixed bag of potluck questions. It's general knowledge. And number 1, the actor Leonard Nimoy is associated with which Star Trek character? Question number 1, Leonard Nimoy is associated with which Star Trek character? Number 2, Gala and Pink Lady are varieties of which fruit? Number 2, Gala and Pink Lady are varieties of which fruit? Number 3, which car manufacturer has a model called Octavia? Question 3, which car manufacturer has a model called Octavia? Number 4, which TV series is set in Summer Bay? Question number 4, which TV series is set in Summer Bay? We're talking soap operas here. There's a clue. Number 5, the Bank Santander shares its name with a town in which country? Number 5, the Bank Santander shares its name with a town in which country? Number 6, what nationality is the pop musician Ricky Martin? Question 6, what nationality is the pop star Ricky Martin? Number 7, in which century did the Mary Rose sink? Famous ship set sail from Great Britain and sunk, I think, within the first half hour of its voyage. Probably even less than that. So number 6, in which century did the Mary Rose sink? Number 8, how many keys are on a standard full-size piano? Number 8, how many keys would you find on a standard full-size piano? Number 9, in which year was the Grand National first televised? Famous race here in the UK, a horse race. Number 9, in which year was the Grand National first televised? And number 10, who was the first footballer to wear white boots in an FA Cup final? Question number 10, who was the first footballer to wear white boots in an FA Cup final? There you go, there's your 10 questions. What do you think this week? Is that an easier one than usual? Is it a harder one? How have you done? It's going to be a short wait to find out. I'll have the answers for you after round number 2. That's next, after a quick break. I hope you're enjoying takeaway trivia so far. Now, have you ever fancied making your own podcast? Well, the great news is that Spotify has got a platform that lets you make one super easy, then distribute it everywhere and even earn money all in one place for free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters, and here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit podcast right from your phone or computer. So no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating today. You don't have to have the flashiest mic. You can just use your phone, your tablet, or just a simple USB microphone, something like that. You can then distribute your podcast to Spotify and everywhere else that podcasts are heard. Video podcasts are also available, and with Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. And best of all, it's totally free with no catch. Do you know what? I highly recommend it. I've really enjoyed my journey over the last 3 years, going from that first episode, which was just intended for a few regulars that visited my pub quiz, to the latest episodes, which are being listened to by people all over the world. If you want to give it a go, I highly recommend it. Download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started. Good luck. Now, on with the quiz. So quite a few of you have said how much you enjoyed my film taglines round a few weeks ago, where I gave you a description of a film and you had to work out what it was. That is returning very soon indeed, but we're going old school. This is the screenplay round. I'm going to give you some lines from famous films. You have to identify those films from the quotes. It's as simple as that. Are you ready? Bear in mind, I'm not an actor by any stretch of the imagination, so I'm just going to read them as best I can. This is Screenplay. Quote number 1. What film's this from? Stop trying to make fetch happen. Number 1. Stop trying to make fetch happen. What film's that from? Film number 2. Your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should. What film is that from? Film 2 again. Your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should. Film 3. In every job that must be done, there is an element of fun. Film quote number 3. In every job that must be done, there is an element of fun. What's that from? Film number 4. I wish I knew how to quit you. Movie quote number 4. I wish I knew how to quit you. Number 5. Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. Film 5. Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. Film number 6. I drink your milkshake. I drink it up. Film 6. I drink your milkshake. I drink it up. Film number 7. This may be the best quote of the bunch. I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me? Film number 7. I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me? Okay, how you doing on the screenplay so far? Have you identified those films? 3 more to come. Number 8. To be honest, when I found out that the patriarchy wasn't just about horses, I lost interest. Film number 8. When I found out the patriarchy wasn't just about horses, I lost interest. Film number 9. Please tell me you did not think sweatshops were where they make sweatpants. Film number 9. Please tell me you did not think that sweatshops are where they make sweatpants. And film number 10. Why, you stuck-up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder. Film 10. Why, you stuck-up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder. There you go. 10 quotes, 10 films. What are they? I'd say 2 of them are quite modern. There's some classic 90s in there, a few classic 2000s. Hope you've done well. Let's take a look at the answers to general knowledge. That was the first round on the podcast today. Number 1, Leonard Nimoy is associated with which Star Trek character? He is, of course, the mighty Spock. Number 2, Gala and Pink Lady are varieties of which fruit? They are apple. Number 3, which car manufacturer has a model called the Octavia? Skoda. Number 4, which TV series is set in Summer Bay? It's Home and Away. Number 5, the bank Santander shares its name with a town in which country? Spain. Number 6, what nationality is the pop musician Ricky Martin Puerto Rican? Number 7, in which century did Mary Rose sink the 16th century? Number 8, how many keys on a standard full-size piano? 88. Number 9, in which year was the Grand National first televised? That was 1960. And number 10, who was the first footballer to wear white boots in an FA Cup final? It was the legend that is John Barnes. My one friend at work can quote his rap from World in Motion New Order, word for word. It's quite a skill she's got there. Okay then, that's your answers to general knowledge done. I'll have the answers to Screenplay for you in a short while. First of all, let's delve into round 3. Okay, Quizheads, we move on to round number 3 of this week's Takeaway Trivia. 5 clues to the identity of a mystery celebrity, and you have to work out who it is as quick as possible. Clue number 1 is worth 10 points, clue 2 is worth 8 points, and we keep playing through to clue number 5, which is worth just 2 points. This round relies on you being honest about the exact point that you identified this mystery celebrity. You're only cheating yourself if you claim you got the 10-point clue, alright? That said, of course, you might be completely clued up and genuinely get it on clue number 10, so good luck. Clue number 1 then for 10 points this week. I was born in October 1940, the son of Julia and Alfred, who named me after both my paternal grandfather and Prime Minister Winston Churchill. Who am I? So clue number 1 for 10 points. I was born in October 1940. I was the son of Julia and Alfred, who named me after my paternal grandfather, but also Prime Minister Winston Churchill. Who am I? Clue number 2 for 8 points. At school, I developed a love of music and art. I often drew cartoons for my own self-made school magazine called The Daily Howl. Despite my talent, my school reports were damning, claiming I was on the road to failure. Who am I? That's harsh, isn't it? Would we have that in school reports these days? Alright then, clue number 2 for 8 points. At school, I developed a love of music and art. I often drew cartoons for my own self-made school magazine called The Daily Howl. Despite my talent, my school reports were damning, claiming that I was on the road to failure. Who am I? Clue number 3 for 6 points. I got kicked out of Liverpool Art College for being disruptive. At the age of 15, I formed a skiffle group called the Quarrymen. At our second performance, I met musician Paul McCartney and asked him to join the band. Clue number 3 for 6 points. I got kicked out of Liverpool Art College for being disruptive. At the age of 15, I formed a skiffle group called the Quarrymen. At our second performance, I met a musician called Paul McCartney and asked him to join the band. Clue number 4 for 4 points. We went on to become one of the most popular bands of all time before disbanding in 1970. I entered a sporadic solo career, also releasing material with my wife Yoko until I was sadly assassinated in 1980. Clue number 4 for 4 points. We went on to become one of the most popular bands of all time. The band disbanded in 1970 and I went on to a sporadic solo career, releasing material with my wife Yoko until I was tragically assassinated in 1980. Who am I? And finally, clue number 5 for 2 points. I am most famous for being in the Beatles, and my song, Imagine, is one of the most covered songs of all time. Clue number 5 for 2 points. I am most famous for being in the Beatles, and my song, Imagine, is one of the most covered songs of all time. Who am I? There you go, your 5 clues to that mystery celebrity. Who is it? I think those last 2 clues, I've given it to you. So hopefully you've got that. Let's take a look back to Screenplay. I gave you 10 famous lines from films. You had to identify those films. What were they? Number 1, stop trying to make fetch happen. That is from Mean Girls. Number 2, your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should. Jurassic Park. Number 3, in every job that must be done, there is an element of fun. It's Mary Poppins. Number 4, I wish I knew how to quit you. Brokeback Mountain. Number 5, now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. That's Oppenheimer. Number 6, I drink your milkshake, I drink it up. That's from There Will Be Blood. Number 7, I have nipples, Greg, could you milk me? Is from Meet the Parents. Number 8, to be honest, when I discovered the patriarchy wasn't just about horses, I lost interest. That quote is from Barbie. Number 9, please tell me you did not think sweatshops were where they make sweatpants. Is Glass Onion a Knives Out mystery, so Knives Out 2. And number 10, why you stuck up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder. It's Empire Strikes Back from Star Wars, of course. Okay, back to Clued Up, and I gave you 5 clues to the identity of a mystery celebrity. They were kicked out of Liverpool Art College for being disruptive. Named after Prime Minister Winston Churchill, that was their middle name, believe it or not. School, said they were on the road to failure. They were in a band called the Quarrymen, had a wife called Yoko, met a musician called Paul McCartney, one of the most famous bands in the world, and sang a song called Imagine. Who was it we were looking for? Of course it was the one, the only, John Lennon. Well done if you got it right. Okay, Clued Up and Screenplay done. Let's move on to the final fling. Here we go then with the final fling of this week's takeaway trivia. 15 questions at a slightly more difficult level, but you've got this. Number 1, the translation of which traditional Chinese dish means swallow cloud? Number 1, the translation of which traditional Chinese dish means swallow cloud? Number 2, what was the name of Ross Poldark's bitter enemy throughout the series of Poldark books? Number 2, what was the name of Ross Poldark's bitter enemy through the series of books? Number 3, in what year was the famous gunpowder plot? Question 3, in what year did the famous gunpowder plot take place? Number 4, where in Britain is the Great Western Railway Museum? Question 4, where in Britain would you find the Great Western Railway Museum? We're looking for a town. I think it's a town, maybe a city. I think it's a town. Number 5, what is Morty's surname in Rick and Morty? Question number 5 this week, what is Morty's surname in Rick and Morty? Number 6, of which rock group of the 60s and 70s was Mark Bolan the leader? So number 6, of which rock group of the 60s and 70s was Mark Bolan the leader? Number 7, in which decade did Albert Einstein die? Question 7, in which decade did Albert Einstein pass away? Number 8, in which country were the world's first known theatres built? Number 8, in which country were the world's first known theatres built? Number 9, on which day of the week is Royal Ascot's Ladies' Day held? So number 9, traditionally on which day of the week is Royal Ascot's Ladies' Day? Number 10, what is the first name of the singer J.K.? We're talking Jamiroquai? What's the first name of the singer J.K. from Jamiroquai? So number 10, what is the first name of the singer J.K., famous for Jamiroquai, of course? Number 11. At what age did Will Carling first captain the England rugby team? Number 8. At what age did Will Carling first captain the England rugby team? Number 12. France, Italy and Spain are the world's top 3 wine producers. Which country is 4th? Number 12. France, Italy and Spain are the world's top 3 wine producers. Which country is 4th? Question number 13. How is a labial sound produced? Number 13. How is a labial sound produced? That's L-A-B-I-A-L, labial sound. Number 4. I've just realised that question could have connotations that weren't intended. This is a family pub quiz. Keep your mind clean on that one, alright? Number 14. Born in 1962, which US singer-songwriter is the only artist to have sold more records than Elvis Presley, making him the world's biggest solo artist? So question number 14. Born in 1962, which US singer-songwriter is the only artist to have sold more records than Elvis Presley, making him the world's biggest solo artist? Who is it? And number 15, what sort of animal is a d-hole? I think that... What's going on with this round of the quiz? There's innuendo everywhere. I think it's dole, actually. D-H-O-L-E. Number 15, what sort of animal is a dole? D-H-O-L-E. Hey, you d-hole. Have I just made up a new offensive term there? I don't know. Alright then, there's your 15 questions on this week's Final Fling for Takeaway Trivia. Pause the podcast if you're not ready for the answers, because they're going to come pretty quickly. In fact, here they are. The answers to this week's Final Fling then. Number 1, the translation of which traditional Chinese dish means swallow cloud? Wonton. Wonton. Number 2, what was the name of Ross Poldark's bitter enemy through the Poldark books? George Warlegan. Number 3, in which year was the Gunpowder Plot? 1605. Number 4, where in Britain is the Great Western Railway Museum? Swindon. Number 5, what is Morty's surname in Rick and Morty? It's Morty Smith. 6, of which rock group of the 70s and 60s actually was Mark Bolan the leader? T-Rex. Number 7, in which decade did Albert Einstein pass away? The 1950s. Number 8, in which country were the world's first known theatres built? Greece. Number 10, on which day of the week is Royal Ascot's Ladies' Day held? Thursday. Number 10, what is the real first name of the singer J.K. from Jamiroquai? Jason. Number 11, at what age did Will Carling first captain England in rugby? 22. Number 12, France, Italy and Spain are the world's top 3 wine producers. Which country is 4th? USA. Number 13, how is labial sound produced? It's with the lips. Labial is anything to do with lips, so sort of brrr sounds, I guess. I rescued that one, didn't I? And number 14, born in 1962, which US singer-songwriter is the only artist to have sold more records than Elvis Presley, making him the world's biggest solo artist? Incredible sales for this guy, Garth Brooks. And number 15, what sort of animal is a dole? It's a dog. It's canine. You can get dole wolves and that kind of thing. Well done if you got those right. Last week, I know the Final Fling knocked people's progress. There was a few people that said we were getting full marks, and the Final Fling came along, and we only got 7 out of 15. So, like I said, it is always the trickiest round of the quiz, but I hope you've done well. It has been a pleasure to be your quizmaster, as always. Thank you for playing Takeaway Trivia. Hope you've enjoyed it. I'll leave you with one final tat fact. Did you know that typically people eat about 35% more when dining with others than when they eat alone? I think I need to start eating alone a lot more. Get rid of some of this timber. Right, have a great week, gang. Have a safe week, and we will quiz again soon. Take care. Hope you enjoyed playing this week's Takeaway Trivia. Don't forget, we're now available wherever you get your podcasts. So please subscribe, rate and review to help this podcast grow. Also, if there's anything you'd like to be tested on, any subjects you'd like to hear in the quiz, please get in touch. You can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/takeawaytrivia or on Twitter at Bar Wars. Speak to you soon. The intro music is There It Is by Kevin MacLeod, available from incompetech.filmmusic.io, licensed by creativecommons.org.